Okay, I'm gonna go over one of the best, I would say, prepping, camping, general use items that I'm really glad I also moved on this trip. It is the Jetboil stove. I'm not sure how many people are familiar with this, but it is really just, I've had this thing almost 20 years, so they've been around a long time. It's just really a well-used item. It uses butane stove, like fuel for a stove, and it boils water in a couple minutes. And it is great for things such as freeze-dried food, making coffee, just general instances when you just want to boil some water quickly. I generally do not cook in this, but I use this to boil water. They also do sell a French press kit for it, and they sell some other accessories so you can actually cook with this on other pots and pans and stuff like that. But I'm going to go over the basic system. They're a little pricey, but they've been around long enough that there are some knockoffs on the market now, and they're probably fairly good. I mean, considering this is almost 20 years old. So let me break it down right now. Okay, this is the basic stove kit. You get a lid with a little sip cut out in there so you can actually, if you wanted to, sip out of this cup. You get the stove. This is the whole stove right there. And then there's enough room in there that you can also store a fuel canister. And this is, give you the size differences in grams, but I'll get back to that though, because these canisters do come in different sizes. The small ones like this do fit in here. They do sell bigger ones that do not fit in here though. So I like to keep a small one inside of here, and then for general use, I go to Walmart or anything like that, they sell the bigger, much bigger one, and they last a long time. These canisters, I mean, I've actually still have some that are 20 years old that I still use because there's still a little bit of fuel left in them, and they're just great for that. Okay, I'm going to zoom in out of here a little bit. Then the bottom here, you got this plastic protective cup, and then I'm not sure if you can also see in there, it has some measuring lines inside of there for, it tells you how to measure like 1 cup. And then the stove itself, if you can see that writing in there, the writing in there just says max fill 2 cups. So, but I'll show you how to use this. So it's super simple. Take this bottom, it's got these fins in there that kind of help distribute the heat. Take this, there's little notches, little detents in there. It just goes in there, locks on like that. Then you take your fuel canister, it's threaded. Just take this. And there you have it. The one thing, don't run the stove dry. You always want to have some water in there. So I'm going to grab some water and we're going to fire this thing up. I'm going to use my measuring cup. Okay, I've got 1 cup of water. Put the lid on. The lid does help it burn quicker. And then I'm going to turn this around. You can see right there is the gas turn on, and then it's over on this side is the button. So what you're going to do is just turn the gas on, and then there you go. Quicker than that though, if you can, because otherwise that'll happen. It's much easier with 2 hands. And it's very cool. This canister never gets hot. This is actually made out of plastic, this bottom piece. It gets hot roughly here on up, but this stays cool. Like I can keep my finger there and it's just not getting hot. But if you look, And as you can see, the steam coming out, that's how quick it boils a cup of water. So that's really quick. Now you got a cup of boiling water, and I'll show you this. Okay, let's just say you had your Stanley coffee. You would literally just take this, and it's got a neoprene cover on it. The stove is still hot. This plastic part is not hot. This is not hot. You've got a little handle here, and then you always want to position where this handle is. You want to position the little spout on top this direction, so that way you can just take it and, you know, just like that. And there you go. One of the other advantages to the Jetboil, on your bug out bag, your hiking, day hiking, you know, just power outage, anything. A lot of these freeze-dried meals, and this is the Peak Refuel, and this one's kind of a good one, a chicken teriyaki rice. These are made specifically to just have hot water added to them. So these two are just a great combination. Take this with on your hiking trip, take 1 or 2 of these, and then these are very specific on it. They say add 1 1/3 cup of boiling water, 10.5 ounces. So what you do is you'd cook your 1 1/3 cup of water in here, you measure it out. When this is boiling, instead of doing your coffee, you literally tear this top piece off, and there's actually inside of here a Ziploc. So what you do is you open it up, look inside of there, shake it around a bit. There should be an oxygen absorbing packet. It's a little square rectangular packet that does not look edible. Take that out of there. That when they make these, they put that in there to absorb any of the oxygen left in there. These have a long shelf life, like 20, 30 years. They may say less, but they last a long time. I know Mountain House is another good brand. They last a really long time. I've seen people eat them over 40 years old. So you take that packet out, first tear this off, open it up, take the packet out of there, shake it up a bit, maybe there's some clumps in there. Take your water, pour the hot water into there, mix it up, seal the Ziploc, and set it down. And then wait, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it says in there. It usually tells you. That way it gives the food in there time to soak up and rehydrate. And then once you're done, mix it up again, because there might be some clumps, some seasoned clumps and things like that, and you've got a hot meal quickly. So you could do your coffee, hot meal, and a really quick thing to do with this stove. And right now this stove, it's really weird because it cools off, really quick. So, and you can actually store it into there, and then I will say though, like in a power outage or anything like that, and if you're running us in your house like this, we have carbon monoxide detectors, and it's a good thing to have. And if you're using this inside of a tent, which I used to use when I did mountaineering, make sure you got some vents, multiple vents cracked in the tent, because it will heat up the tent and it will deplete oxygen. So you got to watch out for that. But it's just a phenomenal thing. And what's nice about this, if you use this just for hot water and you eat out of these are really easy to pack out, and then you just put everything right back inside of it and you are good to go. One word of advice though, if you're going to do that, as you can see, we just did hot water in here. There's still some moisture in there. Let this dry out completely, and then put your fuel canister in there. These canisters are made out of steel. This metal ring on the bottom, I've had it happen in the past on backpacking trips. When you put this in there and there's a little bit of moisture in there, this will rust and leave a rust ring on there that's kind of hard to remove. And then the rest of your trip or whatever, until you clean it out thoroughly, you got this rust ring in there. So hopefully this is helpful. I will put some affiliate links in there on this stove, but like I said, I'll see if I can find, there was a cheaper version of it. So you might be able to try that one out. It's pretty much the same concept. These stoves have been around for a long time. And the good thing is too, the Jetboil brand ones, they do sell replacement parts. The Jetboils have been around long enough that you can find used ones for more than half the price off on like eBay and stuff like that. There's really nothing that can wear out on them. The piezo igniter on here, it's a little electronic spark igniter. It is replaceable, I believe. I've never had to replace it though, but I was told it was. But I mean, this thing, like I said, is almost 20 years old. Maybe it is 20 years old. I've had it a long time. Multiple mountaineering trips, cross-country trips. I use it at roadside rest because a lot of times when we're moving, I'll take some of these meals with, and that way I can stop at a roadside rest, make some coffee quick, and make a hot meal quick, and then get going again. It's a phenomenal system. And then I said with the, I got another video on the Stanley coffee maker. I do have the Stanley French press too. I'm kind of a coffee snob, I guess is the right way to say it. But highly recommend the Jetboil system or something similar to it. I do have those little pocket stoves that you got to flip out, and you know, you need a pot and all that, but this is by far the quickest system. It packs up nicely. This is the size of it. I mean, it's the same size as the Stanley stacked up. But like I said, this thing, there's really nothing has gone wrong with it, and nothing has failed on it in almost 20 years. I mean, obviously if you dropped it or drove over it, it's gonna, but this is aluminum and it's pretty light. This is actually heavier than this whole cup. The plastic part is heavy, and there's actually solid metal in there, but highly recommend it. Try one out yourself if you don't have one already, or see if you probably know somebody that has one. You know, ask around your friends, if you have any friends that are outdoorsy, backpacking types, you know, see if they have one. You can try it out, because when you see how quickly it boils water, it's just phenomenal. And it's kind of hard to go back to those little pocket stoves. I still have those pocket stoves, those $10 stoves, you know, just for emergencies and all that. But I use this 99.9% of all the time when I want, you know, just some hot meal and a coffee on the go, backpacking, road tripping, whatever. So thanks again. Hopefully this was helpful. And till next time.